Hi. Today we are going to see about object and class. First of all, what is object? Object is nothing but a self-contained component which consists of methods and properties to make a data. Example, that is if we take on color means a color, a name, and then for example, if we take on car means manufacture, color, name, and then capacity of seats, etc. These and all comes under object. Next one, classes. Classes is a template used to create object and to define object data type and method. Example, that is class and subclasses. That is, if you have a 10th standard class means it will be divided into subclasses, that is 10A, 10B, 10C, like that, etc. It is defined as class. The another example is if you take on circle means if in the circle A will be denoted as radius and X will be denoted as center. The both center and radius to calculate the area and gives the circumference of the area and circle. Thank you. Next one, object-oriented methodologies. The methodologies I've developed for object-oriented include, that is, notation, process, and tool. Without this, the methodology will not be defined. For example, say notation, tool, and process. That is, notation is a graphical representation of a class, and it will gives the relationship. That is the relationship that I told you. If you take 10th class means the subdivision will be A, B, C, like that. And then process. Process is a step-by-step process and gives the requirement for transforming the working process. Tool is a software for drawing and documentation. If you take tool means, for example, if you have paint, in the side of the paint toolbox we have tools. In this, that is, we have the pencil, rectangle, circle, like that and all. In this we take the tool for diagram, drawing the diagram. Next one, UML, that is Unified Modeling Language. The UML focus on standard modeling language and not a standard process. It is a model only, it is not a process. UML focuses the concept of example is, that is a open source tool is Bosch, Rambach, and Jacobson. The UML is a standard graphical design for object-oriented graphical design and medium for presenting important analysis and concept of design. UML diagram open source is used to make case diagram, class diagram, package diagram, interaction diagram. Sequential collaboration is used for interaction diagrams, and activity diagram, state transition diagram, deployment diagram. Then we are going to see about relationship. Relationship is a logical link between two or more entities. For example, if you take student means, in the student we can choose the course, and then a relationship between students and coaches exam. If you take employee means where he is working and where is the residence. The both relationship is meant by city. Next one, association. Association is nothing but the class that cooperate with each other or associate with each other to the model. That is, see, in this association, if you take skill means name of the skill, what is the description, and then if you take person, who is the person, what skill he is taking, and name of the person. Both association is person and skill. The name of the person, what is the description, what is the years of experience in this particular skill, and proficiency of the skills. Next one, aggregation. Aggregation, it is a idea of containment. It is it will take the symbols, and the aggregation in the UML aggregation is usually comes under weak containment. It's not a strong containment. For example, if you take car means in the car, the passenger will come and go in the taxis. So many passengers will be come and go. The particular person will not be engaged. The driver will be engaged. The driver is the strong containment. The passenger will be weak containment. Next one, persistence. Persistence is the ability of an object to survive lifetime operating system process. Persistence is a strong object states on storage the activation. Upon the activation, the load object will take precedence. Persistent storage will be a file system we are saving in the my computer, that is C drive, D drive, E drive, like that. And then RDBMS, it's also a persistent storage only, that is RDBMS relational database storage. And then object database, also flash RAM and cache RAM. Come to meta classes. Meta classes is the object-oriented programming. A meta class is a class whose instances are classes. Just as an ordinary class defines the behavior of certain object, a meta class defines the behavior of certain classes and their instances. Not at all object-oriented programming language supports meta language. Only other than object-oriented will support meta classes. For example, traditional approach only supports meta class, but object-oriented approach will not support meta classes. Then we'll come to about requirement of OOAD, that is object-oriented analysis and design. If you need a requirement, first this is the process for designing the software, that is requirement, design, implementation, verification and maintenance. Come to requirement. If you design a software, means first we need a requirement, that is a front end and back end. If you take front end, means we need object-oriented programming like a Java, C, C++, etc. Then back end means that is a database storage. For example, that is Oracle, DB, DB2. Then designing. After choosing the requirement, front end and back end, we come to design. Design is the main important in the software. Without design, the software will not look nice. After designing, come to implementation. In the implementation part only, we need to design all the software using code, that is a C, C++, Java, like that. In implementation part only the main important. Without implementation, the software will not work. Implementation is more or less it is a coding and programming. Next one, verification. After implementation and running the process, the verification, that is a testing, will take part. Without testing, the software will not deliver it to the customer. In the testing, the black box testing is a more important. In the black box testing, the whole requirement design implementation will be checked in that. After the checking, the tester will test the code. In the tester will check all the coding, whether the customer will be used, used or not. After verification, maintenance. The maintenance, the AMC, that is annual maintenance, will be take part in 10. In the maintenance, the customer is using the software without knowing the computer, means the maintainer will load all the software program. In the if the software program, the maintainer will give username and password. In the username password, the customer will only log in the username and password and uses the software. Thank you. This is the OOAD requirements. Thank you.